What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is going to be Real Housewives of Atlanta season 11, episode 10. So look, I guess this is what y'all been waiting for. Everybody been talking about, oh, this season's boring, and it's slow, it's this, or it's that. So y'all got a little bit of action tonight, so let's talk about it. So we start the episode off with, we see Candy and Portia going at it, right? They arguing, they going at it, they cussing each other out. Portia done called Candy a bitch. Candy done told her, you don't know how to control you. Just, So then they do that whole 1 week later, rewind. So here's how it went down. We'll get back to that, because the rest of these other storylines, we're going to go ahead and get them out the way. So Mike Hill is in town. Him and Cynthia are meeting up. And let me tell y'all something. People be cracking me up with some silly shit. We clearly see Cynthia taking the food out the containers, putting it in the, her dishes and stuff. And when Mike get there, she talking about I got some guacamole I made you fresh. Now, I hope she was joking, because you damn sure know this about to be on TV, and he gonna see that you ain't really make that damn guacamole. But I'm pretty sure they know each other well enough to know by now that Cynthia ain't make no damn guacamole from scratch. But they, they seem like they are having a good time, what have you. Earlier we saw where Cynthia was talking to Mallory, and it ain't even been 24 hours yet, and Noelle already sent her mama the voicemail, because she done met some friends, and she having a good time in college, because that's what we do. We worry, we're nervous, but then we get there, we meet people, we become friends, and we ain't got time for mama no more. So Noelle sent her mama the voicemail, and that's what's going to happen. That's how it's going to go down, Cynthia. It's going to get worse, boo. It's going to get worse. But Cynthia tells Mal that she's excited that Mike is coming, because she's, he said he had something to ask her. Now, whenever things are going great in a relationship and a man says, I got to talk to you about something, or I need to ask you something, women always think it's going to be a marriage proposal. And 99.9% of the time, that ain't what it is. A man don't usually announce it. He tries to surprise you. So when he says, I got something to ask you, I got something to talk to you about, it's probably not that. And it wasn't. Mike gonna say, and I think he totally did this for the camera, because it was so fucking corny. He gonna say, well, Cynthia Bailey, I just want to ask you, and it was like all dramatic and stuff. Will you go steady with me, or will you be my lady? Now, Cynthia's mind, I think she already thought she was his lady. She was like, well, we've been monogamous for a while, but I guess we just made it official. Well, when you decide to be monogamous with somebody, that's making it official. What the hell? It's just one little piece of hair, y'all, that just keeps sticking up. My hair look a hot foo-foo mess. But anyway, you know how you cut your hair and it's that in-between stage between, like, it ain't long but it ain't short? Yeah, it's just, it's doing too much. But anyway, so, that was corny to me, Mike. And again, I felt like you did that strictly for the camera, because that was just unnecessary. That was a whole lot of nothing. We see Ronnie and Shamari, they're going to marriage counseling, which is good. I think that's healthy. Marriage counseling is good. And they say that they try to go twice a month just to check in. Even if things are going well, just to check in. And one of the things that they talked about was Shamari balancing taking care of the babies by having some me time, which is very important. Ronnie's on tour a lot, so he gets away. He gets to sort of exhale a little bit, but she doesn't. And twins can be a lot, even with the nanny, even with help. Twins are twins. You know what I mean? Because one baby can be a lot. And so she was saying how, she really did want to kind of get back to her career. She mentioned that she missed making her paycheck. You know what I'm saying? And just getting out and exploring her passion. And so they were just letting her know, look, it's important that you make sure that, I hit the wrong button, that you make sure that you are doing that you are keeping some Shamari time, that's good advice for any new parent, because it's easy to get sucked in and get caught up in just the whole, being with your husband and all of that. They talked about they were going to finish up their studio project and all that. So that was decent, Okay, good. I'm glad we ain't have to hear about their open marriage at all. No. Then we see Nene and Greg are expecting a guest, and look who pops up. Mr. Peach himself, Peter Thomas. Peter still done found a way to get some camera time, y'all. Let me tell y'all something about that Peter Thomas. But basically, we find out that Peter is still friends with Nene and Greg, even though over the years they have had their run-ins and their little beefs or whatever, but they're still friends. And Nene funny. Nene was trying to be real shady and poke the bear. Nene gonna ask, Peter was asking Peter about, telling Peter about Cynthia and her new man, and asking Peter, well, have you met him? Y'all might have a lot in common. He's a sportscaster, and Peter gonna throw his own little shade to my son. Because first Peter said he didn't know who Mike Hill was, but then Peter gonna say, well, I don't watch Fox News, I watch ESPN. I don't watch Fox Sports, I watch ESPN. How you know he was on Fox Sports if you don't watch it? You don't know who he is, Peter. And then Nene was like, well, y'all have a lot in common. Y'all might be a lot alike. Peter was like, yeah, no, we not. I said, okay, shady boots. Shady. So, but he was just coming through. He came into town to check on Greg. He said, I just had to, with everything going on with Greg with the cancer and stuff. And we find out that Greg is getting ready to go back into the hospital to reattach his colon, because right now he has a colon bag, y'all know what I'm talking about, and so that won't have to have that anymore. And of course, Nene was very happy about it, which I think most people would be happy about that. But that was a cute little scene. Again, it is what it is. But then we have Eva, Tanya, and their significant others hanging out. Come to find out, Tanya and Eva's significant others both went to Morehouse together, and they're friends, they know each other, and so that made it a cute little couples night for them. And they were over Tanya's house, and they were talking about what happened on the trip and everything. And Eva was like, I gotta make good. I screwed up with the whole bachelorette party, so I'm gonna have a do-over. I'm gonna do a trip and invite all the girls, because Eva was like, these ain't the kind of girls you can say I'm sorry and send edible arrangements to. You have to do it up. And of course, we know this is just they normal out of the country trip that Bravo paying for. It even ain't paying for shit. But okay, we gonna go along with it. And then come to find out, they spinning the globe, and they gonna pick a place. They done spend it 5 times till they got to Japan, right? But they gonna go to Japan, and Tanya said, well, I have this hibachi room. Let's invite the ladies over. Let's have a hibachi dinner, and then let's let them know, hey, ding, 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 there's a theme night. We're going to Japan. Let me tell you something. There are a lot of things that rich people have in their homes that I'm like, yeah, if I ever had the money, I don't need that. There are a lot of things I see in these homes that I'd be like, I wouldn't need that. If I was rich, I wouldn't need that. I wouldn't do that if I was rich. I wouldn't spend my money. But I would have a hibachi room. I love hibachi. And to have a room with the hibachi grill where I could hire a cook for the night and make me some hibachi, that is a cute thing to have in your house. I would have a hibachi room. Yep, I would. All right, so let's get back to the main part that happened tonight. Portia invites the ladies up. So we see, let's get back to this whole Portia Candy argument. So here's how it went down. Candy had a party for Todd's 45th. You might remember seeing pictures, if you follow people on social media and stuff. I remember seeing the pictures, and everything. It was a Michael Jordan themed party, because that was 45 was the last number that Jordan wore before he retired, and I'm assuming Todd is a Jordan fan. Okay, cool. Cute. That's a cute theme. That's a cute theme for the party. So it was like jerseys and Jordans, right? And of course, Candy can be tight with her money, but when she decides to spend, she does a good job. So it was a really nice party. She invited Portia to be nice, extend the olive branch. Well, here's how it went down. Candy is friends with the other chick that knows the other chick that was messing with Dennis as recently as a month ago. Well, that chick was at the party. Now, here's where the two versions of the stories. Don Juan's version of the story, because Candy ain't seen nothing. Candy wasn't nowhere near it. Candy was out having a good time enjoying her party. Don Juan's version, or Carmen's version, or whoever's version is that Dennis went to go hug the chick and give her a kiss. And then Portia responded and started acting a fool, talking about who's this, what you want, and was chest bumping the girl and all this other stuff, right? I'm going to come back to that. Portia's version of the story was we were there minding our business. The chick started circling us and then came up to Dennis, and Dennis didn't kiss her back, and he was like, why are you trying to kiss me? So forth and so on. Supposedly, Portia started responding, acting a fool, and ended up getting put out of the party. Portia texted Candy and said, look, I got put out the party. You know, I don't know why this happened. Blah, blah, blah. Candy didn't respond at that moment because Candy was like, I'm in my party. I'm entertaining my people. I didn't got the time to respond to that. I believe that the middle is where the truth lies, which is in most stories. I believe Dennis kissed that girl. I believe Dennis hugged that girl and acknowledged her presence. I believe Portia responded. I do not believe Portia was chest bumping that girl because Portia is pregnant and she knows she's pregnant. I do believe Portia had something to say, though. I do believe there was a verbal back and forth. But I don't believe that Portia was physical with that woman. I do think that whoever the security guy was that told him to put Portia out overreacted. And of course, Don Juan don't like Portia anyway, so Don Juan put her out. Candy didn't respond because Candy's thing was she believed her team's side of the story and thought that Portia owed her an apology. Portia was like, if we were trying to be friends and trying to work on this friendship, you should have at least given me the courtesy of calling me back. All right, that's how it went down. Now, Portia is telling Nene and Cynthia and Shamir about what happened. She's giving them her side of the story, and we see Candy talking to Don Juan, Carmen, the other chick, and they getting their side of the story. So when Tanya invites all the ladies to come over for the hibachi dinner to tell them about the trip to Japan, of course, that's where the whole thing blows up, right? Now, this is how I feel about the situation. I believe that this is a situation where it really truly is. They have different points of view on how the thing went down. And it probably could have been resolved with an easy conversation. The problem is they were already on thin ice with their friendship from the shit that happened 2 years ago with Phaedra. Like, they still just getting back to a good place. So neither one of them really did what they should have done, which was communicate with the other one. And it became an issue because Portia came to the party. She was on 10. Candy immediately went on 10 because Cynthia told Candy, you were kind of wrong. Because from the point of view that Cynthia had, she felt like Candy was wrong. Because their thing was, those people work for Candy, not the other way around. And they shouldn't have put her out of the party without talking to Candy first. Like that, you know, that's wrong. And that they feel like that Don Juan and them are disrespectful and do their own thing all the time. And I don't disagree. I don't disagree. I think Don Juan be on that bullshit. But I also think that Candy is one of those people that's like, look, I put you in charge and I expect you to handle it. And if you make that decision, I respect your decision. You know what I'm saying? And so if Don Juan said she was acting up and needed to be put out, Candy's thing was, I respect that you telling the truth and that she needed to be put out. I was enjoying my party and making sure my husband had a good time, so I didn't have time to deal with all of that. It's one of those situations where it's just, you know, it's that mine's yours and the truth is somewhere in the middle, and it blew up. It automatically went to 10 because the two of them ain't really friends. They not really on the same page. They don't really like each other. You know what I'm saying? They're cordial to each other, but I just don't know if, I don't know. But that's pretty much, so that it ended with where it started with them arguing, and next week it'll pick up, you know, with them arguing or whatever. But I don't know. I don't think there's a right or wrong here. I just think that because nobody knows what really happened. So I think that somewhere with what really happened is the truth of how it was handled. And I think that the fault, let me go all the way back to the beginning. Candy, If you were going to invite Portia, then you should not have let that other young lady come. You knew that there was a situation with Dennis. That's maybe where the fault starts. You know, when you have a party, you got to pay attention to your guest list. And if you give people a +1, sometimes you got to say, okay, you can have a +1, but you can't bring that one. And you knew that old girl was friends with the other chick. And you should have told her, look, you know you can come, but please don't bring Sherry to the party because, you know, I ain't trying to deal with Portia and Dennis and that bullshit. I just don't want no parts of it. That, if there's any fault, that's probably where the fault is. That you probably should have made sure that Sherry wasn't coming to the party. But whatever. Anyway, that's why I went down. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Peace.